So welcome back to a brand new episode of Walkin Talkin with Tim, and my guest today, and I'm going to get this right because I just screwed it up, is Dr. Keisha Taylor.
Hi, everybody.
There you go.
Excited to be here. Thanks, Tim.
No, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
So listen, so Keisha, right? That's okay.
Yes,
We
absolutely.
skip the whole doctor thing for now.
Absolutely. Yep.
So Keisha works for NAF, right? And NAF is not even a company; it's a nonprofit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you help kids in high school kind of find their way. Explain exactly what's your title?
Sure. I'm the Senior Director of Post-Secondary and Alumni Engagement. And we help kids get ready for college and career. We try to make sure kids have the tools they need to really be successful in the world of work or business or college. Whether, they decide now or later to go to college or go directly, they've got all the skills they need. It's really important that they're able to make choices. So
it's important for you to know that I let Keisha tell you what her title was because it was so long and convoluted.
Long title.
I knew I was going to screw it up.
All good.
My goodness, I screwed her name up the first time we started. So, listen, so right out of the gate, talk to me about how much you like doing what you're doing because you get to help kids.
I love what I'm doing. I love helping high school kids figure out what happens next.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a really critical time in your own development. And so really being able to provide resources and tools to help kids be more informed. I think it's a really great job. I love being an educator. I love working in nonprofit. And I love the fact that I get to talk to kids from all over the country, meet amazing educators every day. And I also get to work with business partners and really explain to them the value of having kids have internships earlier than later.
Yeah.
Why wait till college to have an internship? Why not do it in high school?
Absolutely.
Kids really learn so much more on the job.
And they're more interested, I think, sometimes even when they're in high school.
Oh, they're very interested and they're very curious. And a 17-year-old, as we know, they can do a lot more than we think they can do. So why wait till they're like 19 or 20?
And they're very creative.
Very creative. And if you give them a problem and you say, hey, I need you to solve it, they will. Especially if they're getting paid.
Exactly
Which
right.
is why we want to make sure that, we have paid internships.
This makes it even more fun.
Yes. Well, who doesn't like a little money,
Who
right?
doesn't like to make money?
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So one of the other things that you told me is that you are very community-based. You love being involved in the community, and you mentioned a few things that you're involved in. One of them was that you are the you lead the ambassadors?
I do, for the South Jersey Chamber of Commerce.
My buddy Christina. Shout out to Christina Renna.
Whoop, whoop.
Right? And you said two more things.
I am on the board for Perkins Center for the Arts.
Yep.
So shout out to Kara Bust. She is executive director there.
Yep.
It's an amazing community. We have a Collingswood building and a Moorestown building.
Right.
We have lots of receptions, art lessons, classes for kids, adults. It's a really wonderful organization to be a part of. And then I told you, I am also a board director. Actually, I chair the governance committee for a veterans community in the Boston area called Brighton Marine. And it serves veterans in the state of Massachusetts in the community of Brighton. And I really admire our veterans and want to make sure that they're in the best place that they can be when they've left armed services for us.
Yeah, because they're all too often forgotten. And
Absolutely.
It's an absolute atrocity and shame.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to hear that you're involved because you and our buddy James Corbett, shout out to James.
Hi.
Lots of folks that are helping out our veterans, and it's really, really important to get involved in that.
And we hope we can set the bar high for a national model, what we're doing there in that community. So I'm really excited to be involved.
Nice. So let's talk about you now. So you told me a couple cool things that you said your parents immigrated here from Jamaica.
Yep, I'm first generation American, so both my parents are from Jamaica.
And they didn't come here together.
They did not.
Which is the kind of the cool thing, right?
Yeah, they met in Brooklyn in the 1970s, and they met at a christening, and they got married 17 months later. So very fast. But they're celebrating their 47th wedding anniversary next month. So,
wow.
hey.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Thanks, Mom and Dad. So and then you said your parents moved to Jersey.
Yes, from the Bronx.
Yes.
So I was born in the Bronx, but I lived in New Jersey since I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
So I am a transplant to South Jersey, and I'm so glad to be here. I went to Rowan University, so I've been in South Jersey since 1994. But I grew up in the northern part of the state, and this is a beautiful part of our great state, and I'm so happy to be here.
You just got the tour of Woodbury Heights, yes?
Yes.
It's very
gorgeous.
nice. Yes, very nice day we got.
Yes.
So you then, you're one of 3 sisters.
I am the oldest of 3 girls. Yes, I am.
And then you met, and then let's fast forward to you met your husband.
Met my husband. We've been married 22 years.
How long did it take for you and your husband to get married?
17 months.
Just like mom and dad.
Just like mom and dad.
Apple didn't fall too far here, Mom.
Nope, it's going well.
It's going well.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And you have 2 sons.
2 sons, Carter and Corbin. They're 21 and 19.
Both in college.
Both in college, figuring things out. Stay focused, boys.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Good stuff.
So Mark and I are experiencing empty nesting right now, which is really kind of fun. So we're enjoying that.
My wife doesn't like it that much. I'm kind of digging it when we get some alone time.
Yeah,
I like the house quiet once in a while.
Right. It's not bad. Not a bad thing.
That might sound like an old man thing, but whatever. So one of the things you talked about was, we did talk about the whole giving back and being part of the community, and networking and all that fun stuff. And you and me are probably two of the people that are kind of out there a lot.
Yeah, we see each other often.
You might see us on social media.
Yeah.
You might recognize us from that, some of those pages. But you're out there a lot. You know what I mean? So, but your goal is to promote what you're doing. And you're trying to get more people involved, you said, in getting kids involved in your program.
Yeah, absolutely.
So talk a little bit about how that works.
I really need employers to understand the value of students being in the workplace now. We have to create our own workforce pipeline, and we do that by exposing young people to what we do. And so whether you're a small business, mid-size, large company, you need talented folks, and I think you have to start looking earlier.
Absolutely.
And what NAF does is we provide that framework and design for that. So that's what I talk about the most. And then, of course, just the importance of mentoring and guiding young people into the careers that we know are so important. Some of them we don't even know about.
Well,
there's that part too. But also just the importance of pouring into our young people. They really need our guidance. They need our support. They also need some of the knowledge we have, so it's transferred.
Right. Do you want to go into a trade? Do you want to go to a college? What do you want to do?
What do you want to do? But figure it out. So nobody's forced into something, but you have more choices. I was just talking to someone, recently about that. I think everybody deserves a choice, whether they decide to go into the world of work or college. You get to choose before you're forced into something because you don't have any options. Options are important, don't you think?
And you were a teacher and an administrator.
Yes.
So you were in the educational system, so you have so much experience just working with people, working with kids, that you understand the dynamics, which probably makes you way more valuable at what you do.
Well, thank you, Tim. I appreciate that.
Right?
I think what it makes me is very much understanding on both sides of what our challenges are. Schools are challenged. Our businesses are challenged, and what is a good solution? I think a talented pipeline of high school students.
Hey, absolutely.
I think that's a great solution. So that's what I'm excited about. And in the community, what I like to make sure people know is that you can give young people instructions, directions, support, and they can deliver and be successful in doing so.
Speaking of school.
I know, it's school bus.
I think the one thing we said was, a lot of kids when they're in high school or in college, they're kind of focused on, some of them are focused on, I want to be the next influencer, or I want to be the next this or that. The reality is the chances of that are so incredibly small.
Right. So why don't we build more choices?
Yes.
Chances.
Let's have a plan B, shall we?
Yes. So I'm all about the plan B. I really think it's the plan A. Really thinking that,
But we don't want to take the dream of plan A away.
We just want to make sure you have more options.
That's right. Make sure
in
you have a plan B.
It doesn't go exactly.
Maybe a C, just in case.
Yeah, always. Multiple options.
So one of the things I found most interesting about you is your music choices. So,
Yes.
so tell everybody what your favorite 3 genres of music are.
So my favorite 3 genres, because I'm talking to a musician, which I did not know, is number 1 is country music. I love Nashville. I love country. I can't wait to go to Country Music Fest. It's on my list. I love reggae music, and I love hip hop and R&B because I grew up in the 80s and 90s. So that was the thing. So put it all together, makes me a little bit more complex, but I think I have good music selection.
But it's cool though.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
And hey, let's talk really quickly about how you and your husband met.
Oh gosh, well,
Tell that quick story.
we met through my mentor teacher, and we met in a parking lot. Prospector, shout out to Prospectors Mount Laurel, and
of all places,
he was playing reggae music because he knew I was Jamaican, and we go to South Street because this is back in 2000, and we go to Starbucks, and
it was a clutch move by the way.
Yeah, it was like very. I felt very, very cool, and we meet. And talk, and then he says, after the time at Starbucks, are we done with the interview? Are you ready to have some fun now? So then we went over to Fat Tuesdays and we had a good time. And then at the end of the night, he says to me, Tim,
want to marry me?
No, well, he says, do you want to go to the movies tomorrow? And I said, yeah, sure. He says, can you dress down tomorrow? So that's when I bought my first performance fleece, so I can meet him and not have too many Rowan University apparel sticking out in the
not
day.
Wearing it today. I don't know. Sorry, Ollie. I'll work on this. You know what I mean?
I gotta get better. So that's how we met. So it was a good story. Very unique.
It's a great story. So, where do you see? This is going to be a good one for you.
Oh boy.
So, where do you see the future of what you're doing as far as where do you see the kids headed because we're out of COVID now, obviously.
Yeah.
So and it's a weird thing. There's a lot of PTSD about COVID.
Sure.
A lot of folks have been heavily affected. Kids, most of all, I think, are really struggling with getting back to what we would call a norm.
Yeah.
So where do you see us headed, and what's the future look like for these young kids?
Well, I think the future is bright. One, because we have amazing educators at the helm, continuing to educate themselves on a post-pandemic experience for students. One thing we know is that kids are far more tech savvy now than ever before. So thinking about how we do things differently for students. And I think kids understanding also that there's a lot more resources than fewer resources. Yeah. And I mean, in an optimal
nowhere to go
world,
but up.
Yeah.
Right?
Nowhere to go but up. And the truth of the matter is that we can look at education a little bit differently than we have before.
Right.
So my hope is we think about how we have education beyond the classroom walls, and our educators, at the helm, guiding and leading us and helping our kids.
I love that. Yeah. Love that very much. So if anybody out there wants to get hold of you, how do they do that?
Well, I feel like everybody knows.
How do they connect with you?
LinkedIn is great. Keisha Stevenson Taylor. They can email me. I'm pretty much at many of the chamber events.
Many.
But
all of them.
Many of them.
She's at all of them.
But email me. Look me up on LinkedIn.
She's out there.
I'm super responsive and I'm happy to help. I absolutely want to help anybody who wants to think about what their next steps are, think about how they might be able to support students, and business owners. Hit me up. I want to tell you how you can connect with us. We're a national network, so we got amazing kids from all over the country.
There you go. Love it.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody out there, thanks for being on.
Oh, thank you, Tim. I appreciate it.
Almost forgot that. Dr. Taylor. So thanks for being on. And listen, all you guys out there, remember, this whole thing's powered by Telecorp Technologies. Yes. And keep on moving, keep on walking, and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, you name it, it's out there. So with having said all that, love you guys, and we will see you next time on Walkin' and Talkin' with Tim. Peace.